Manuel Mar Araneta Rojas II, born May 13, 1957, is a Filipino politician who served as a senator of the Philippines. He is the grandson of former Philippine President Manuel Rojas and he is the son of former Senator Jerry Rojas. After grade school and high school at the Ateneo de Manila University, Rojas attended the well-regarded Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia, majoring in economics and earning a Bachelor of Science degree in 1979. After graduation, he worked for 7 years as an investment banker in New York City, and became an assistant vice president of the New York-based Allen & Company. He served as the representative of the 1st District of Capiz from 1993 to 2000. His stint as congressman was cut short after he was appointed by President Joseph Estrada as Secretary of Trade and Industry. He resigned from the position at the height of the EDSA revolution of 2001 and was later reappointed by President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo in her new cabinet. He resigned again to run for a Senate seat in the 2004 election. He was elected senator with 19 million votes, the highest ever garnered by a national candidate in any Philippine election at that time. Rojas co-authored the Expanded Value-Added Tax Law (EVAT). Initially one of the leading candidates in the 2010 presidential election, he slid down to become a vice presidential candidate in order to make way for fellow Senator Benigno Aquino III, who won as Philippine president on 2010 election. However, Rojas was defeated by Makati Mayor Zezimar Binay by a margin of 727,084 votes. After losing the vice president candidacy, he served in the cabinet of the Philippines as Secretary of the Interior and Local Government from 2012 to 2015. Previously, he was the Secretary of Trade and Industry from 2000 to 2003 and Secretary of Transportation and Communications from 2011 to 2012. Rojas was the standard-bearer of the Liberal Party for the 2016 presidential election. He was officially endorsed by President Aquino to continue the present administration's reforms, but defeated to Davao City Mayor Rodrigo Duterte on May 10, 2016. On October 2018, Rojas announced his return to politics after a 2-year hiatus, filing his certificate of candidacy for senator in the 2019 Philippine Senate election. He ranked 16th in that election and failed to secure a 6-year term. Rojas was previously in a relationship with former beauty queen Maricar Zaldariaga, with whom he has a son, Paulo Rojas. In 2002, he met Karina Sanchez, a news anchor from ABS-CBN. They married on October 27, 2009 at a ceremony in Quezon City. In 2019, they announced the arrival of their twins who were born through surrogacy. Now Rojas is still a strong contender for presidential candidates for Liberal Party in 2022 presidential election. Maria Leonor Lenny Hirana Robredo, complete name, Maria Leonor Santo Tomas Hirana, born April 23, 1965, is a Filipino lawyer and social activist who is the 14th and incumbent Vice President of the Philippines, running under the Liberal Party. Robredo first came to public attention in 2012 after the death of her husband, Interior Secretary Jesse Robredo, in the 2012 Philippine Piper Seneca crash off the coast of Masbate Island. She ran in the 2013 general election and won as the representative of Camarines Sur, 3rd District to the Philippine House of Representatives for the 16th Congress, a post she held until her inauguration as vice president in June 30, 2016. Lenny Hirona attended the Basic Education Department of University de Santa Isabel in Naga, graduating from elementary school in 1978, and from high school in 1982. She then graduated with a degree in economics from the UP School of Economics at the University of the Philippines Diliman. In 1986, she then went to study law at University of Nueva Cáceres, graduating in 1992. After studying law, she took up her master's degree at San Beda University, passed Philippine bar exam in 1996 in her second attempt, and admitted to the bar on May 7, 1997 in Naga City. Lenny was married to Jesse Robredo, whom she met while working at the Bicol River Basin Development Program from 1987 until his death from a plane crash in 2012. The couple had 3 daughters. Jessica Marie Robredo was an executive assistant at the Office of Civil Defense. Janine Patricia Robredo, a licensed physician, and Jillian Therese Robredo, is currently studying biomolecular science. As the current Vice President of the Philippines, Lenny Robredo is now the bearer of the Liberal Party and the possible presidential candidates this 2022 election. Even she is a newbie in politics. Francisco Moreno Domagoso, born October 24, 1974, also known by his screen name Isko Moreno, is a Filipino politician and former actor who currently serves as the 22nd mayor of Manila since 2019. Before becoming mayor, he served as a former three-term councilor of the city's 1st Congressional District from 1998 to 2007 and more recently as the vice mayor of Manila from 2007 to 2016. As an actor, Isko Moreno started as a matinee idol and later became known for his mature roles during the 1990s. In 2007, he later became vice mayor of the city. He took a crash course in local legislation and local finance at University of the Philippines Diliman. He then studied public administration in University of the City of Manila. While fulfilling his alderman duties, Moreno also attended short courses in leadership and governance at the John F. Kennedy School of Government at Harvard University, and at the Business School of Oxford University. In 2016, Moreno announced that he would run for Senator of the Philippines. He lost in his bid, placing 16th overall. In July 2017, President Rodrigo Duterte appointed him as the chairman of the board of the North Luzon Railways Corporation, North Rail, until his resignation in October 2017. In May 2018, he was appointed by Duterte as Undersecretary for Luzon Affairs at the Department of Social Welfare and Development. On October 11, 2018, he officially resigned from his post to run for mayor of Manila in the 2019 election. Moreno has been married to Diana Lynn Didon, a businesswoman, since 2000. They have 5 children. As the current mayor of the city of Manila, who is very popular in transforming the city to its former glory, became his asset on becoming the next presidential candidate for 2022 election. Emmanuel "Manny" Dapid Ran Pacquiao, born December 17, 1978, is a Filipino professional boxer and senator of the Philippines, nicknamed Pac-Man. He is regarded as one of the greatest professional boxers of all time. He was elected as Senator of the Philippines in 2016 and is serving a 6-year term. As of 2015, Pacquiao's fights had generated $1.2 billion in revenue from his 25 pay-per-view bouts. According to Forbes, he was the second highest paid athlete in the world in 2015. Pacquiao was born in Cabawe, Bukidnon and raised in General Santos. Pacquiao completed his elementary education at Sa Vedra Sa Y Elementary School in General Santos City, but dropped out of high school due to extreme poverty. At the age of 12, Pacquiao was introduced to boxing by his maternal uncle Sardo Mejia. According to his autobiography, Pacquiao said watching Mike Tyson's defeat to James "Buster" Douglas in 1990 with his uncle Sardo is an experience that changed his life forever. His early interest in combat sports was also inspired by martial artist Bruce Lee and the boxer Muhammad Ali. Manny Pacquiao is the only 8-division world champion in the history of boxing and has won 12 major world titles. He was the first boxer to win the lineal championship in 5 different weight classes, the first boxer to win major world titles in 4 of the 8 glamour divisions, flyweight, featherweight, lightweight, and welterweight, and is the only boxer to hold world championships across 4 decades, 1990s, 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s. On February 12, 2007, Pacquiao announced his campaign for a seat in the Philippine House of Representatives to represent the 1st District of South Cotabato. He was persuaded to run by the local officials of General Santos City, hoping he would act as a bridge between their interests and the national government. Pacquiao was defeated in the election by incumbent Representative Darlene Antonino Custodio. After his defeat, Pacquiao said, "More than anything, I think people weren't prepared to lose him as their boxing icon." In preparation for his political career in the Filipino House of Representatives, Pacquiao enrolled in the Certificate Course in Development, Legislation, and Governance at the Development Academy of the Philippines, Graduate School of Public and Development Management. On December 11, 2019, Pacquiao graduated from University of Makati with a bachelor's degree in political science, majoring in local government administration through the expanded tertiary education equivalency and accreditation program of the Philippine Councilors League Legislative Academy, which allows qualified Filipinos to complete a collegiate-level education via informal education system. On November 21, 2009, Pacquiao announced that he would run again for a congressional seat, but this time in Sarangani Province, the hometown of his wife Jinky. In May 2010, Pacquiao was elected to the House of Representatives in the 15th Congress of the Philippines, representing the province of Sarangani. In 2013 he was re-elected to the 16th Congress of the Philippines. On October 5, 2015, Pacquiao formally declared that he was running for senator under the United Nationalist Alliance (UNA) party of Vice President Zezimar Binay. On May 19, 2016, Pacquiao was formally elected as a senator by the Commission on Elections. Pacquiao garnered over 16 million votes, landing 7th among 12 new members of the Senate. During the SARS-CoV-2 outbreak of 2020, Pacquiao teamed up with Alibaba Group co-founder Jack Ma to help bring some much-needed relief to the Philippines. The Bureau of Customs has facilitated the release of more than 50,000 COVID-19 test kits from the charity foundations of the two known personalities. Pacquiao married Jinky Jamora on May 10, 1999. Together, they have 5 children. After winning the senatorial race, Manny Pacquiao name is very popular for the possible candidates for 2022 presidential election. Ferdinand Bungbung Romualdez Marcos Jr., born September 13, 1957, is a Filipino politician who most recently served as a senator in the 16th Congress. He is the second child and only son of former President Ferdinand E. Marcos and of former First Lady Imelda Romualdez Marcos. Bungbung Marcos first studied in Institución Teresiana and La Salle Greenhills in Manila, where he obtained his kindergarten and elementary education, respectively. In 1970, Marcos was sent to England where he lived and studied at the Worth School, an all-boys Benedictine institution. He then enrolled at St. Edmund Hall, Oxford to study politics, philosophy, and economics. Marcos enrolled in the Masters in Business Administration program at the Wharton School of Business, University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia, U.S. However, he did not complete the course because he withdrew from the program for his election as vice governor of Ilocos Norte in 1980. In 1980, the 23-year-old Bungbung Marcos became vice governor of Ilocos Norte, then became a governor in 1983 until his family was ousted from power by the People Power Revolution and fled into exile in Hawaii in February 1986. After the death of his father Ferdinand Marcos in 1989, President Corazon Aquino at that time eventually allowed the remaining members of the Marcos family, including Bungbung, to return to the Philippines in order to face various charges. Later on, he was elected as representative of the 2nd District of Ilocos Norte from 1992 to 1995. Bungbung ran for and was elected governor of Ilocos Norte again in 1998, and again as representative in Ilocos Norte's 2nd District from 2007 to 2010. In 2010, Marcos was elected as Senator of the Philippines under the Nacionalista Party. Marcos ran for Vice President of the Philippines in the 2016 election, with a difference of 263,473 votes, 0.64% difference. Marcos suffered a controversial narrow loss to Leni Robredo. Electoral protest is still unresolved until the present. Marcos Jr. is married to Luis Liza Cacho Araneta, with 3 sons, Ferdinand Alexander III, Sandro, born 1994, Joseph Simon, born 1995, and William Vincent,